committees to get them up and functioning as well. And once persons begin to get involved and play their parts, whether on committees or as officers in the party or as chairman of the branch, pardon me? And in the press, right? We're pretty much on a good path for organization. And that's pretty much where I intend to start. There are other plans afoot, but my concentration will certainly be getting as many people involved as possible and all the islands to function as in the branches and the committees.
You think this is the team to move?
This is the team. You're not going to get a better combination than this. This is the team. This is the winning team that's going to land us back in the seat of government. This is the team.
It's not the dream team. It's the team of visionaries. You know, this is the team that's going to make the difference. The team that the country was calling for. You know, we cannot underplay the situation, the current situation that we're in as a nation, and therefore you will see us, you will hear us, we will be visible, we will be audible, we will be effective, and we will motivate the people. And you will see that this is the team that the country was waiting on. We are here, and we are here to make a difference.
We got 3 other people, and none of y'all asked them no questions there. we got the next elected representative. We got the first and the second vice, a former deputy leader, and nobody asking them any questions. You know, so but let me just say something here quickly about our team, though, Davey. The reality is that people in the Turks and Caicos Islands, if they're honest with themselves, there are very few people that can say today that they were better off than they were 5 years ago. There are people right now that were working and picking and choosing from jobs 5 years ago that are out of work today. There are people that 5 years ago had savings and actually were earning decent incomes that are struggling to make ends meet, working 2 jobs today. The reality is things have changed, and you need people that have been there, done that, people with a clear vision for where we need to go. The country needs a change, and each and every one of us has a responsibility to ensure that that change happens. Tomorrow can be better than it is today. This is a team that can make it happen. Each of you, those listening via way of WIV, and all of you here in the press, you have a personal responsibility to ensure that tomorrow is better than today. Each of us has a part to play in this here. So not only are we expecting you as members of the press to keep the people of the country informed, but we want you to do your part, coming out and those encouraging persons that are belongers to register to vote, encouraging them to come and be a part of the organization that we are looking to build, to be a part of this consensus for change that's developing throughout the country, where we can truly have a government that cares for the people of the Turks and Caicos Islands, as we know that we can not only care about the people, but has the ability to turn this situation around and to create a better environment for all the citizens and residents of our country. So we encourage you to do your part in helping us to provide that better tomorrow for everyone.
No, you said ask, but I said I was going to ask. How much of the current situation, as you mentioned, is a effect of bad government as opposed to the global recession?
Man, a lot of that is a result of, who you asking? I can let her talk, but I got a mic now. Huh? Who you asking the first vice? All right, I'll let her speak. But the reality is a lot of it is as a result of bad government. When you have food prices increasing around the world, that's bad enough. But when you have your government that's going to increase the cargo dues, going to increase stevedore, going to increase port security charges, that makes it that much more damaging on Turks and Caicos Islanders. When you have fuel prices that are increasing and you go and add a fuel tax on top of that, that makes it that much more difficult for Turks and Caicos Islanders, David. When you have people that are struggling to make ends meet in their businesses, and government goes and increases the cost of doing business by increasing business licensing, by through its own tax initiatives, impacting on a number of different aspects of the cost of doing business, then it has to lay at the feet of government. The world is, North America is in a recession. Prices are increasing around the world. But the problem is exacerbated by bad governance in the Turks and Caicos Islands. That is why we are feeling the situation the way that is. And that is why the Sun, the Turks and Caicos News, the Free Press, WIV, has to take responsibility for keeping this in the forefront of the minds of the people, that yes, things are bad elsewhere, but it is our government at home that is causing Turks and Caicos Islanders to feel it even worse than citizens from other parts of the world. So our first vice, I hope that I didn't take too much, but our first vice can speak for herself, because I'm sure that as a corporate manager, she would have seen some of the factors. And as a mother, she's seen that herself. So I'll allow her to speak to that. But the reality is, Davey, it's most of the problems that you see today are a result of bad government, and that's where the buck stops. I know that a Seymour PDM administration can make life better for every resident. I know that as bad as it is with bad government, it can be much better with a good government. So just as we are prepared to lay everything at their feet now, we are prepared to take responsibility for making it better in the future.
With that said, there isn't much that I can add. But what I can say is that as a result of a diligent opposition, much of the tax changes or the increases in the different fees that the government intended to introduce to this country, as a result of our diligent PDM opposition, they have started backtracking, and they've backtracked on a lot of those things. So, I agree with the leader when he says that the government has to take responsibility for what is occurring in this country at this time. And the people can look back and say, well, you know what, it's our opposition who has looked out for us and ensured that we as a people continue to enjoy or some of the comforts that we enjoy as a people in this country.
My questions are, I know that last election, a lot of the younger voting population, by that I mean 18 to 28, were not allowed to go to the polls because their names weren't on the list, because they couldn't vote because their names weren't on the voting list. Was your party considering anything to include the younger generation?
Yeah, one of the things that you're going to see us doing is getting out there in the weeks ahead, encouraging them to register to vote. And we have a weekend land assistance assisting them in the registration process. And I think it's important for especially the young people of this country to understand how critical the next election is for their future. While we embrace all of the people that have come to live and work among us, we've also got to ensure that opportunities are available to our young people. There are a number of persons that have gone off to study and come